All right, what's up, everybody? Today we are going to be looking at the Empirical Labs FATSO. It's the EL7X. We're going to be listening to audio run through it. So we're going to be running snare drum, we're going to be running bass guitar, overheads on drums, a whole drum set. We're going to be running guitars, we're going to be running vocals, and we're going to be running an entire mix through it as well. So we're going to be listening for the two different aspects of this unit, which is the compressor and the warmth setting. And we're going to be listening to how that affects all these different tracks. So I'm going to actually record the audio that I run from Cubase through the FATSO directly, so that anytime music is playing, all the mics are muted and everything. So you're only hearing the direct audio from Cubase. A couple years ago, I got to go to NAMM and twist the knobs on a bunch of different gear that was being showcased. Of all the things from any company that I got to put my hands on, the FATSO was my favorite. So I came home, saved up some money, and bought one. And it was a lot of fun today making this video and running all the different audio through it and listening as I went. Now, this video is intended as a deep dive, so I'm really going to take my time with each instrument and play with all the different settings on the FATSO so we can really hear what it's doing. I'm going to do some more extreme settings just to exaggerate the effects, and then I'm going to do some more moderate settings that would be more realistic in what I would actually use in a real setting. Now, the audio that we're using for the most part is going to be a live show recording from Fletcher's Grove. This is a great session for this type of video because we got audio from all the instruments captured directly through a snake into a mobile recording rig. So there's no compression, no saturation or anything like that done on any of these tracks. So they're completely raw, and we get to hear exactly how the compression and the warmth from the FATSO affects these tracks without anything else getting in the way. Towards the end of the video, I'll bring up another session from a band called Power Forward that gives us a little bit clearer vocal and just a different bass to work with. So the bass on that session is completely DI. So he just plugged right into a JDI in my studio. We ran him through some compression here, but pretty light. And so we want to hear how the FATSO livens up and warms up that direct bass sound. Without further ado, I hope you enjoy the video and you get to hear how awesome this unit is. Let's check it out. So we got bass on here. All right. Now this yellow button right here is going to be bypass. So this is bypassed right now. This is active. Bypass, active. All right, cool. So, and this is, this is bass through the FATSO. Let's check it out here. I have no other effects. I have a little EQ on here. No other effects. Nothing is touching the bass other than that little EQ and this FATSO. It's pretty subtle. And what I found with the Fatso is I'm finding that it can be subtle, but it can definitely be very aggressive as well. So let's run it through the tranny circuit. So what is that? It's a really big part of the Fatso. It runs the audio through an actual transformer circuit that gives it harmonics that are characteristic of analog tape sound. And what it does, it adds harmonics to really low frequencies like a bass guitar, making them sound bassier on small speakers like laptop speakers, things like that, without actually adding low end. So let's check it out. To hear that on a laptop or maybe even a cell phone, as the transformer circuit is supposed to be able to help low frequencies. It gives them these rich harmonics that help them cut through smaller speakers and still sound bassy. So curious to hear that more. Right away, even without a ton of warmth being added, we're on 2 for warmth right now, and even without a ton of that, I can hear it sort of smooth out the upper frequencies of that bass, sort of the clanginess. If we really crank up the warmth, let's go to 5 just to hear it. Still, let's crank it all the way up. So we're hearing a little bit of difference there. Rounding off that high end in a kind of a gentle way, but it's nice. It's not too much. Cool. I'm digging that on bass. So I want to hear this on Wes's guitar. Go to our Fatso routing here. Okay. That is maximum fatso right there, but let's dial it back first. Let's just give it like 1 warmth. And let's get our compression set to just a moderate setting. Let's do that first. And again, I'm hearing a little bit of roll-off on the high-end, really brittle stuff. Even without a ton of warmth actually added on the unit. I think just running audio through it in general will go ahead and start to give it that effect. Let's check it out in the mix. Then the wah kicks in and it just makes everything hard to mix and hear what we're doing. But it's a really cool guitar part that he played there. That's great. It really smooths it out. I think if I was doing guitars, I would want to do, you know, let's run both guitars through. Yeah, you could definitely hear it mellow out that high end. Definitely smooths things out pretty nice on that. Let's do overheads. Let's hear a more mild. We'll get to the spank setting. Let's hear a more mild. Why? It should be linked. Okay. Let's hear the bus compression, a little more mild compression. Alright, now let's talk about the warmth for these cymbals to see if we can kind of soften any harshness that might be in there. I do like the natural sound of these cymbals. They were using SE mics. Let's look at this warmth here. Wow, ton of warmth happening there. We probably don't actually want that much. I'll just turn down the send gain. Wow, so yeah, that really rounds off the high end, and I like it a lot on the hats. I find hats to be almost always too harsh sounding. Maybe I need a new pair of hi-hats. Yeah, depending on what speakers you're listening on right now, that might be more obvious or less obvious. It's pretty glaring on my monitors. Just listen to the harshness, like the really high frequencies, and listen to how sort of smooth it gets when it's activated. It's on bypass right now. Talk about eliminating harshness. That is extreme. Really starts to kick in around 4 and 5 at this threshold level that we have. And it's really cool. It almost turns down the hi-hat. Let's hear another section here. Just out of curiosity, let's hear it at 5. Let's hear it at 6 in the mix. Less noticeable in the mix, but still, it's really doing a number on it. Let's try some other cymbals. Too much there, but you can hear it working. just as an example, and it's really cool. So you can really dial in with 7 different notches there. You can really get it where you want it. Really cool. I wish I had one for like each bus, honestly. Well, let's hear it on all the drums. Let's get rid of the warmth here. Let's get our compression set so it's not too crazy. I do have it on bus, which is more of the milder setting. See, even with just the compression on, it's really diving into the warmth aspect already, even without the warmth settings enabled. Hear it in the snare, so you can really hear it in the cymbals, but listen to the snare too. When it's activating, you kind of lose that crack of the attack, and it just mellows it out a lot right now. That's a much more mild setting there, just knocking off a few dBs. Let's let it go through a bigger section here. Just the compression, it's smoothing it out so much. I wouldn't really want a ton of warmth, but let's hear it. Let's just give it a couple. Let's just hear it on snare. And we just have one snare mic. Nothing fancy.
so I'm doing a total find way. Got 5 friends, she don't get hotel rooms, paying the rent.
Fattens it up really nice. I like that a lot. Very cool on the snare drum. We have our manual. Yes, I'm actually reading the manual. But it has like drums, snare, and it's giving you basically example settings. So I'm kind of starting with those. You know, I just want to hear it on the whole mix.
Well, it's smokers down the Cow Creek around 2 a.m. You can hear the whistle blowing as it comes around the bend. On our way home, all the way home.
It's really gluing the mix together nicely here with just a little bit of compression.
As it comes around the bend. On our way home.
Yeah, you could really hear the cymbals especially get glued. The percussion gets glued into the mix a lot more with the guitars and the bass. Let's spank it. We gotta hear it. We gotta hear it.
As it comes around the bend, on our way home. You can hear the whistle blowing as it comes around the bend, on our way home. You can hear the whistle blowing as it comes around the bend, on our way home. You can hear the whistle blowing as it comes around the bend, on our way home. Around the bend, on our way home.
Let's do no compression. Okay, and let's just rely on the warmth.
Bend, on our way home. Around the bend, on our way home. On our way home. On our way home. On our way home. Bend, on our way home. 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 All the way home. All the way home. Yeah, yeah.
And it's not too much. I think for a whole mix to run through, I think this is probably about where I'd have it with just warmth, no compression. But let's hear what max warmth sounds like here.
It comes around the bend, on our way home. All the way home. All the way home. Yeah, yeah. Blowing as it comes around the bend, on our way home. All the way home.
it's not super, it's a little subtle there. But again, that's what you're gonna look for on a whole master mix setting. Now let's check this out. So this is without it. Go ahead. So I have no compression on there. Let's just give it the warmth and drive it, and let's just see what happens here. That kind of smooths out the picking noise and gives it a little bit of that saturation that it's missing from just being a DI bass. Let's hear it with the tranny. So this is going to give it some more harmonic distortion that is supposed to help with being more audible on smaller speakers. Let's check it out. So let's add compression to it. This is a compressed bass, I think, but we can still get a feel for. I usually do it pretty mild on the way in, so we can definitely still get a feel for its compression here. Don't really want the spank on there. The bus was a nice compression, keeping it kind of low moderate. with the tranny activated, and the warmth is just really nice. It really fattens it up, and you can hear it in that bass break too. It just gives it character. Honestly, it just gives it a lot of character.
Bass.
Very cool on the bass guitar for sure. Now let's hear it on a vocal. It would not be complete if we didn't do a vocal here. So let's take it off the bass. We'll do one more here with a vocal.
Wanda means business when she walks through the door. Her meetings are endless. Oh God, please no more. She's driven, she's ambitious, ain't nothing gonna stop her to get where. Wanda means business when she walks through the door. Her meetings are endless. Oh God, please no more. She's driven, she's ambitious, ain't nothing gonna stop her to get where she going. She got her own helicopter. High up in the sky she flies, the rotors turning round. Look at all the little people down there on the ground. Let them play their little games, Wanda's making plans. Oh, go on, girl, and conquer the world and get it all while you can. Ooh, hey, hey, ah, ooh.
Yeah. So you can hear it just kind of take the edge off a little bit, and it doesn't have to be lighting up. Really just running any audio through this unit has an effect right out of the gate. So that's something to keep in mind with this unit as well.
She's ambitious, ain't nothing gonna stop her to get where she going. She got her own helicopter. High up in the sky she flies, the rotors turning round. Look at all the little people down there on the ground. Let them play their little games, Wanda's making plans. Oh, go on, girl, and conquer the world and get it all while you can. Means business when she walks through the door. Her meetings are endless. Oh God, please no more. She's driven, she's ambitious, ain't nothing gonna stop her to get where she going.